Paglaflahia tu hane te wala tala tutupu ke lata I me leo taong niuega hane whakamua koe matangahua ke tālanga takaina mai tau kolo mahawing he motu kua hokua tutua ke he ono ke to palana me mtakau ka toke kaina ne iai hong fula ne tau tali he malone kaina ko hua naki he a wha ko heta mo ko mana kua ke tālanga takaina ne ko mai ke whakaonga mai tau whakahoanga whakawhiawhia pia mai toka I tau kolo mahawinga we tau taonga ni kua uhua ki ke mui he tangata niwe. Ne te pehe mai e takita ke he taonga niwe ko mga aho nei, kua whangi ke mai ke he tau tangata ke watu mo ki sia I tau palana, mo I whakakisi manatu ki ai, ke mai ke pota whakalataha mo I tuku atu, ke alu tolu ni kua kotofa ke tau se palana whakahiku, mo I tau whakatutalanga mo I whakatuwhono. Ha whangi ke mai ke he tau tangata ke whakakisi manatu ki ai, ke hoku atu ke mtahiku he whahita pukahau. Koe aho nei kua whakahoko e taunanga he tau penina he motu ne whakatokatoke he mtakau Niuean ke Pacific Way Bar. Tala hau alo tolu ne kua whakatokatoke whakaholoanga koe tau whakawhiawhia he tau nei, ha kua le me tau he tau si, e tau whakawhiawhia nei mai tau motua he motu, mo e tua I whoki e whangfuru tau he pule whakamotu. Ko mai ke whakaholoanga nei ke whakatutala mo I loa tala mai he tau mamatua ne fua e tau ngahua he o mai he hala. Ko hingoa whala tau mana mahuinga, po ke lalahi ni ko whakarulahi a ki motu, tali mai he pule whakamotu. Pehe mai taha tupuna ko whiawhia ke tau whakaroanga nei hakoa mokoin ne tau lote tu tangata, ke lewe ki au tu ke tau mamatua motua he motu, taha whoke matu tupuna ni ko whakakese hana, a tau mana tutupitope hangau ia ke tuanga he tau mela tangata he motu, ha koe tau pohala ni ke whakalaulahi he motu ka eke kua haha ia tu tangata ke astihake. Koe tau whakaroanga nei whoke ke mai ke leweia mai whakatutala ke he tau mentutupu ke he waha. Ke lalawhia te kia I hau nei, kua whakawhiawhia ai, alu tōru ha koe tuanga he hewang fulu tau maui he tahe tau mamatua ne hoku atu, toko ua whoki e matua ne o whakamanatu e onong fulu mawhitu e tau haloa e whakawhitui koe hoana me tāne. Si whakatumbau halu tōru a whakaroanga, a mena ki ke whakausia ke he mga ho whiawhi tūpō lao. Lovely here. So you're listening to Radio Sunshine's news bulletin for today. Taonga Niue is opening up an opportunity for public to submit comments on the proposed cultural heritage building. This is part of the first phase of the project, where an analysis of priorities and options for the cultural heritage building have been completed and a draft concept design has been developed. It has been some 10 years since Cyclone Hatha destroyed the Huanaki Cultural Centre that included the museum and stage area, but this proposed project is looking to develop a more substantial area that is reflective of Niue's cultural heritage. 2 draft designs have been developed for the 2 different sites proposed, and the plans are on display at the Taonga Niue office. Taonga Niue Director Moira Enetama says that they would like to get some feedback and suggestions from people who may have building experience, design, or a keen interest in how this cultural centre should look or operate. Public submissions will be open until the end of next week. Elderly citizens of the island are in a cheerful mood today despite the weather, as they participate in the annual Niuean program to celebrate the lives of our honoured citizens, 75 years old and above. This morning, more than 20 matuas gathered at the Pacific Way Bar for a special program, as we were treated to some light refreshments before heading off on a field trip to see some selected areas such as the airport, the solar farm, school sites and the museum. The focus of this year's celebration is a reflection of the past 40 years since Niue became self-governing. We spoke to some of the elderly folk who shared their views on the many positive developments over the years, but there are also concerns for the continuing decline in population and a need for documentation of developments. Today's event also marked a number of milestones, marking 5 years since Niuean initiated this event, 40 years of self-government, and celebrating the 95th birthday of one of the elderly folk, and a 67th wedding anniversary on top of that. Looking at our news stories from the region, Indonesian President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono has praised Fiji's leadership in establishing the Pacific Islands Development Forum. Speaking at the opening of the second PIDF summit in Nadi, President Susilo said the new regional group strengthens the existing regional cooperative frameworks with the theme Green Growth in the Pacific, Building Resilient, Sustainable Futures and Genuine Partnerships. He said this year's summit is indeed timely. Furthermore, Indonesia has included green economy as one of the essential pillars of its national developments, and to achieve a green economic system, in his view, that needs to be applied through strategies. Fiji's Prime Minister, Rear Admiral retired Vorenke Bainimarama, has announced that Indonesia will co-lead the multinational group of observers for the national elections in September. He told delegates that Fiji is on the cusp of a new era of political stability and prosperity, a genuine democracy which will herald a new era of stability for the nation. Vanuatu has used the 99th session of the African, Caribbean and the Pacific Council underway in Nairobi, Kenya, to lobby support from ACP countries on bringing kava back into the international market. Foreign Affairs Minister Sato Kilman delivered a powerful statement to the ACP Council of Ministers in light of last week's decision by the German Federal Administrative Court to overturn the ban on kava in the country. Pacific is urging that there is a need to urgently bring back kava onto the international markets. Kava's reputation has been stained for over a decade by the unlawful decision, and legal, diplomatic, commercial efforts have been ignored or rejected by Germany, by the EU and by other countries around the world, said the Vanuatu Foreign Minister. The chairman of Papua New Guinea's Investigation Task Force Sweep, Sam Cohen, has confirmed that his letter to Police Commissioner Sir Tawami Kulunga implicating Prime Minister Peter O'Neill in the $2.64 million payment to Paul Paraka lawyers is genuine. He confirmed this in an interview with The National just before the sweep team was disbanded by O'Neill. Cohen, however, denied releasing the letter, which has been widely publicized in the overseas media and on the internet. The letter prompted police to obtain an arrest warrant for O'Neill. Cohen said in the letter for the forensic examination report from Sydney-based Forensic Document Services confirmed that the signature on the letter dated on the 24th of January 2012, bearing the Prime Minister's letterhead, name and signature directing payments to Paul Paraka lawyers, was O'Neill's. At a time when the international community is struggling to generate more jobs, especially for young people, United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has urged governments to invest more in youth employment initiatives and promote decent work for all. Ban noted that half of the world's young people in the labor force are either working, poor, or unemployed. The global youth unemployment situation is intolerable, particularly for young women. In tackling the epidemic of global youth unemployment, the Secretary General called on governments to invest more in youth employment initiatives and promote decent work. The Papua New Guinea government has endorsed an increase of $1.17 per hour in minimum wages for workers throughout the country. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill announced the National Executive Council decision that Cabinet had approved the minimum wage board determination from the previous. The news was welcomed by the PNG Trade Union Congress. The American Samoa longline fishery is suffering from a potential economic collapse. In 2013, many vessels in the fishery operated at a loss as catches of South Pacific albacore were insufficient to cover operating costs. Longline fishermen perceive an influx of Chinese longline vessels across the South Pacific to be responsible for increased catch competition, that is, lowering catch rates for domestic longline fisheries. Chinese vessels enjoy substantial subsidies on fuel, licensing, freight costs, vessel construction, exports, tax, loans, and labor. The Western Pacific Regional Fishery Management Council is thus obliged to take international and domestic management action under the relevant sections of the Magnuson-Stevens Fishery Conservation and Management Act to address international and domestic impacts, respectively. A domestic rule under the Council's Pelagic Fishery Ecosystem Plan may affect Hawaii pelagic fisheries. And those are our news stories from the region. And that is our news bulletin here on Radio Sunshine for today.